Welcome to the future of understanding. This is NeuroMind Insights, where we unlock the power of your mind.
Think about the moment you touch a hot stove and jerk your hand away, or the sudden rush of joy when you see a close friend. The reaction feels instantaneous, zero lag. Most of us picture the brain functioning like a massive, continuously wired electrical grid. We imagine closed-loop cables carrying continuous signals back and forth, firing billions of times every second. But down at the cellular level, the wires are actually cut. The billions of neurons making up that grid never physically touch each other. There is always a tiny, empty space between them, called a synapse. And electricity, on its own, cannot jump across an empty void. If the path is broken, how does an electrical spark bridge millions of these empty spaces to form a seamless thought without short-circuiting? The journey starts inside the cell body of a single neuron, known as the soma. This central hub is constantly bombarded by conflicting chemical messages from its neighbors. Now, the newly born spark has to move. It launches down the axon, a long communication highway leading away from the cell body. Speed is critical. The axon is coated in myelin, an insulating layer with tiny gaps. Instead of traveling smoothly, the electrical signal jumps. By leaping from gap to gap, the spark accelerates up to 100 meters per second. That incredible speed is what allows you to pull your hand away from a hazard before you even consciously register the pain. But this high-speed sprint only brings the signal to a dead end. The spark reaches the axon terminal, the very edge of the neuron, and it halts. The electrical journey stops because it is staring directly into the empty space of the synapse. The spark forces storage sacs to burst, dumping chemical messengers into the gap. These act as a specific code, like dopamine for reward. In the lock and key model, drifting shapes click perfectly into matching receptors on the receiving neuron, while mismatched shapes bounce away. The moment the correct chemical locks into place, it triggers a brand new electrical spark inside the receiving cell. The gap is bridged. The signal survives by temporarily translating electricity into chemistry, and then right back into electricity. Completing the message creates a new problem. If those chemical messengers stay lodged in the receptors or floating in the synapse, the receiving neuron will fire endlessly, sending the system into biological chaos. To stop the signal, the brain activates its own internal vacuum system, known as reuptake. The original releasing neuron physically pulls the chemicals back out of the gap, reabsorbing them for future use. This sweeps the board entirely clean. It resets the pathway so the next distinct thought, emotion, or movement can occur. This specific cleaning cycle is the primary target for many modern medical treatments. This is an image of Prozac, a widely prescribed antidepressant. It belongs to a class of medications called SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They are designed to intentionally block that exact vacuum system. By preventing the reuptake of serotonin, they trap the mood-boosting chemicals in the gap for longer, increasing their overall effect on the receiving neuron. Every memory you form, every moment of anxiety you endure, and every physical action you take relies entirely on this system, a high-speed translation between electricity and chemistry, operating billions of times every single second.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to NeuroMind Insights for more.